guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will be giving you my May TBR pile, and I've got a bit of a mixture for this pile. Bearing in mind, some of these I might be reading in my 100 pages a day challenge, because I've got one book left in my TBR pile for the 100 pages a day challenge. So I might end up having to start these in April, because I'm pre-planning this on the 20th of April. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure my glasses aren't reflecting too much because the sun's beaming in. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. The first book that's on my TBR pile, I'm just doing it in any order by the way, is Jodie Picoult, 19 Minutes. And I'll read what it says on the back. I haven't heard much about this book, but I've read one book by Jodie Picoult, and it's to do with the elephant. I can't remember what it's called, but I loved that book. And I've heard people ranting and raving about how good Picoult is, so yeah, I have quite the collection of her books on my shelf. I have this one, I have My Sister's Keeper, I have Perfect Match, and I have Plain Truth, and also 19 Minutes. But for May's TBR pile, I will be reading 19 Minutes, and on the back it says, as a midwife, Lacey Houghton brings lives into the world she didn't expect her son to take them away. But that's what he did one March morning, when he walked into his high school with guns instead of books and killed 10 people. Along with the rest of the shocked and grief-stricken town, Lacey is left wondering why her shy 17-year-old boy turned into a monster. And was it her fault? In the aftermath of the shooting, Lacey searches the past for clues and begins to realise that despite, or perhaps of, her every effort, she never really knew her son at all. So yes, the first book on my TBR pile is Jodie Picoult, 19 Minutes. So yeah, I was going to read, I forgot it already, Perfect Match instead, but I ended up choosing this one. So yeah, the next book that is on my TBR pile, oh, my glasses, is a book I couldn't help but add, is Dear Justice by Nick Stone, which is the book after Dear Martin. And I really enjoyed Dear Martin, but I felt a lot was left unsaid. So I need to read this because I need to find out what happens. So yeah, that's Dear Justice. And I'll read the back. Justice McAllister and Vernal Laquan Banks grew up a block apart in Atlanta neighbourhood of Winewood Heights. Justice and Quan, or Han, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, go way back, but they've taken different paths. While Justice went to a good school, Quan, or Han, got caught up in a world of crime and fear. Now Justice studies law at Yale, and Quan, or Han, sits behind bars at Regional Youth Detention Centre charged with murder. A dead cop, a gun with Quan/Han's fingerprints all over it. But does that make Quan/Han a killer? As two boys' paths begin to merge again, the answer becomes increasingly unclear. So yeah, I'm so excited to read this book. The next book, which is on my TBR pile, is a book that I was kindly gifted by my friend Helen. And it's A Wedding at the Beach Hut by Veronica Henry. And I just think the front of it is just so cute. And I love the contrast of colours. And I haven't actually heard anything about this book. I try not to research about books just because I don't want to come across any spoilers. I just want to leave it for me to read, and the only thing I do is obviously read the back. But yeah, I'm quite excited to read this one. And what it says on the back is, escape to Everdeen Sands, where the sun is shining, but is the tide about to turn. Robin and Jake are planning their dream wedding at the family beach hut in Devon, a picnic by the turquoise waves, endless sparkling rosé and dancing barefoot on the golden sand. But Robin is more unsettled than excited. She can't stop thinking about the box she was given on her 18th birthday and the secret it contains. Will opening it reveal the truth about her history and break the hearts of the people she loves the most? As the big day arrives, can everyone let go of the past and step into a bright new future? So yeah, this is the next book that's going to be on my TBR. Well, the next book I'm going to read, which is on my TBR pile. So yeah. The next book which is on my TBR pile, which I'm going to read in May, is Jane Green, Falling. And I haven't heard much about this book or the author, but I don't really hear much about many authors. I think the authors that I do hear about on mainstream, not through friends, is probably Stephen King, Jojo Moyes, and I think that's it. I do hear a couple here and there on BookTube, but I'm awful with names, like, in general, so I might have heard of every single author's name, but probably forgot. So anyway, I will read the back. 8 years ago, Emma Montague left behind the strict confines of her upper crust English life and moved to New York City, where she immediately found success in the world of finance. But her soulless, all-consuming job has only led to another life she didn't want. Answering an online ad, Emma finds a tiny, ramshackle beach cottage to rent in the small town of Westport, Connecticut. It's the perfect project to satisfy Emma's passions for interior design, if her new landlord, Dominic, is agreeable. To Emma, Dominic is also something of a fixer-upper, a local handyman with a 6-year-old son. He's a world away from men she should be interested in. But he's comfortably in his own skin, confident, quiet and kind. Slowly, over a shared garden, time spent with his son and late-night conversations, Emma finds herself falling for Dominic. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. I feel like it might be a bit of a light-hearted, happy read, hopefully, by the sounds of it anyway. So yeah, Jane Green, Falling is the next book, which is on my TBR pile. The next book, which is on my TBR pile, is End of Everything by Megan Abbott. And I think I've had this since the start of my bookshelves, if that makes sense. Like, I've always been into books, but I started building my bookshelf a couple of years ago when I went, I'm trying to remember. I think when I started college, I got back into books because one of my friends was into reading. So yeah. And this was in the bunch of books which helped me start my shelf. Because at the start, before I got an actual bookcase, I did have just a little row of books that was by my mirror at the bottom. So yeah, this was from then. So I'm finally going to give it a chance to read. And on the back, it says, Lizzie and Evie are inseparable. They walk home from school together, sleep over at each other's houses, even flirt with boys together. And they tell each other everything. Or at least that's what Lizzie thinks, until Evie goes missing and Lizzie suddenly realises their friendship wasn't quite what she thought. A mesmerising novel about two girls discovering their sexuality, about fathers and daughters, about family and friendship, about jealousy, secret and lies. The end of everything offers a powerful reminder that things aren't as always as they seem. So yeah, I'm excited to give this a go. It's quite a thin book, but I reckon it's going to be good by what it sounds on the back. So yeah, I'm excited to give this book a go. The next book that I will be reading is Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. And I've heard quite a lot about this. Not about the book, I just mean it in general, like the film and everything. And all I know is that it's really sad. And whenever I'm scrolling on Pinterest, I see that it's always in like the videos saying books that will make you cry. And this is one of them. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to read this. I'm kind of nervous because I don't want to cry. So yeah. On the back it says, my name was Salmon, like the fish, first name Susie. I was 14 when I was murdered on December the 6th, 1973, a year after my mum was born. My murderer was a man from our neighbourhood. My mum liked his border flowers and my father talked to him once about fertiliser. This is Susie Salmon speaking from heaven, which looks a lot like a school playground with the good kind of swing sets, counsellors to help newcomers adjust, and friends to room with. Everything Susie wants appears as soon as she thinks of it, except the one thing she wants the most, to be back with the people she loved on earth. Watching from her place in heaven, Susie sees her happy suburban family devastated by her death, isolated even from one another as they each try to cope with their terrible loss alone. Over the years, her friends and siblings grow up, fall in love and do all the things she never had the chance to do herself. But life is not quite finished with Susie yet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to read this actually. I don't think I've ever read the back of this book. I don't know why, but yeah. This is the book that I'm going to read next. Well, going to read soon, I hope. The second to last book, which is on my TBR pile, it's The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. And I've had this book in my shelf for quite a while. But I just never got around to reading it. And it's just been sitting there, but it's so pretty to look at. I think that's why I haven't read it yet. But doesn't that look cool? It's just sat there and all you see is that. But anyway, on the back it says, none of us ever agreed on the exact beginning. Was it when we started drawing the chalk figures or when they started to appear on their own? Was it the terrible accident or when they found the first body? So yeah, that's Chalk Man. And another thing that makes me want to read this, which I've just noticed, is what it says at the top. If you like my stuff, you like this, by Stephen King. So yeah, that's Chalk Man, C.J. Tudor. which is the second last book on my TBR. The last book, which is on my TBR pile, is a book that I accidentally watched a Netflix series first because I didn't know it was a book, if that makes sense. And that book is You by Caroline Kepnes. I think that's how you pronounce the name. And I wanted to get the normal cover of this instead of the film version, because I always prefer the normal cover over the film covers of books, if that makes sense. Like, I've got the second book of this, which is Hidden Bodies, and that's got the film on it, if that makes sense. So yeah, and on the back it says, when Genevieve Beck strides into the bookshop where Joe works, he is instantly smitten, and so begins an attraction that will quickly spiral into a whirlwind of deathly consequences. A chilling account of the unrelenting, terrifying obsession. Caroline Kepnes' You is a thriller more perversely clever and dangerously twisted than you'll ever read, and never guess who's left something on the back. Stephen King, and he says, hypnotic and scary, never read anything quite like it. So yeah, this is the last book that's on my TBR pile. So yeah, and the reason why I've kept this TBR pile short, even though to some people it might not be short, is just in case I don't read it all, and because I'm hopefully working by then. So yeah, that's another factor. And so I can add like more books to it, if that makes sense. So yeah, and I think I said this already, but I might end up starting some of these in April, just for the pure fact of I'm doing the 100 pages a day challenge. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out if it's up. Otherwise it will be up soon. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Oh, and just another thing, I'm not reading this in the order which I've shown you. So yeah, hope you like this video. Like, comment and subscribe, and comment down below any videos you want me to do, whether it's challenges, a day in the life, just anything really. I'm willing to try it out. So yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day and stay positive.